looking at some of these preseason All-American teams and preseason prospect lists, and I haven't seen your name popping up. Have you noticed that? And does that maybe add a little extra chip on your shoulder?
Not too much, man. I don't really keep track of that. I got a pretty big chip on my shoulder. It's enough. I don't think I can handle it anymore. So, but that's good, man. I'm seeing my guys get recognized. You gotta love that. They just got to go out there and earn it, just like we do as a team. The rankings are awesome, whatever, but they don't give out a preseason national championship. So we got to go in there and do our job.
Bob.
Hey, Casey, Kevin was just on here, and he said, in a normal year, maybe there's 7 or 8 pitchers that do, major contributors do the heavy lifting, but this year he thinks there's about 15. As the guy that catches those guys and directs them and holds their hand or whatever all you have to do for them, what's your take on the depth, the talent, the versatility of this group?
Yeah, our depth's incredible. I mean, we had really good depth last year, and now we've just added on to that, and we've kept guys. So, it's been huge for me to kind of get with them throughout the entire fall and, winter workouts and just see how they're working, see what's changing. So, I'm really excited to go out there today and face them and being able to catch the guys and just see how everything's going to shape up.
Nate?
Casey, there's a lot of Van Horn talked a lot about Peyton Paulette. Just kind of what difference do you see in him as a pitcher this spring?
He's got that mentality of just like he wants to attack guys. Coming in as a freshman, it's kind of you're trying to figure out how your stuff works, and now he's got a really good feel for how his stuff works and how he wants to attack hitters with it.
Have you noticed a big difference in velocity with him?
Oh yeah, I mean he came in with a really good velo, and he's just adding on. Semester after semester, year after year, he's just continuing to get better. His curveball looks even better. He's adding to his secondary pitches, so he's looking like a real threat.
Matt.
Hey, for various reasons, the catchers behind you didn't get to play a whole lot in the games you did play last year. What have you thought about the other players' position, and how much of a sense of urgency, I guess, is there on your part, knowing this is probably your last year and trying to get them developed for future years?
Yeah, I took that pretty serious, in the fall and in the spring or in the winter, as I've told you guys. That's what I love to do. I love to get the next, great Arkansas catcher through here and get him ready to go. So, whether that's going to be, Kaysen, Leach, Welch, it's going to be one of those guys, and they're going to do a great job. They've been working hard. They all bring their own thing to the table, and they just got to go out there and compete and work for it.
All right, let me know if you've got more questions in the chat. Hutch.
Casey, Wicklander struggled a little bit during the shortened season, but Dave was saying he's gotten a lot better as the fall went on. What have you seen out of Wicklander?
Yeah, he's really kind of figured out that he's got to move the ball around the plate. And, I think early on he was just kind of going to one side and trying to live away, which he was able to do until we face some really good hitters that have really good approaches. And, when he didn't learn to, get both sides of the plate and mix up well, he kind of got hurt and kind of got hit around. But you could really tell in the fall that he made that adjustment, and that was going to be a point of emphasis for him. And it's really shown. Now he's a legit guy that can go to both sides of the plate with really any pitch.
Kevin.
Hey, Casey, you mentioned Paulette taking that step from his freshman year to now. What are some of the biggest things that the incoming freshmen what have they had to work on the most coming from high school to college?
Well, it's just, you're not facing high school hitters anymore. On a high school team, you got 1 or 2 guys that are going to play at this level, maybe on some teams. Here it's, we're all good hitters. We all have good approaches. So you can't just come out here and throw your 95-mile-an-hour fastball, because we've seen that for the past 3-4 years. You got to be able to mix pitches. You got to be able to mix locations. So that's what every pitcher comes in here having to work with. And then they get with Hobbs and are able to work on their pitches and, just becoming a pitcher and not just a thrower out there.
Bob.
Hey, Casey, there's that baseball adage about being strong up the middle. Some of the other guys talked about this, but obviously, you're an elite catcher, and you got Robert and Jalen. I know Dave likes them as an old play combination, and Franklin's an elite center fielder. Just how do you feel about your guys' defensive strength, up the middle?
Yeah, I think, up the middle, but, all around our defense, I think it's going to be elite. I think it's going to be top 10 in the nation. I don't think there's going to be, I don't want to jinx us, but we look really solid out there. And if the pitchers hit the spots, we're going to make the plays. And we're going to make the routine ones. We're going to make some great ones. So it's really good to have, Jalen at short, who's just a vacuum out there, is huge. Robert, obviously, you guys saw a little bit last year and what he can do in the infield. Franklin, just steady out there. And it's just the rest of the guys. You got Nesbitt at third. First base, we have a lot of guys. Colin Smith can go over there, and he's been really good over there lately. And then outfield, we got Webb, Slavens. We got guys, Wallace, the freshman coming in, who's looked really good out there. He's been a third baseman. He's coming in. He's looking like a legit guy. So it's been exciting to see our defense.
Last one, Matt.
You've been a part of this. It's not uncommon for a 35-man roster to lose maybe half of their players during a given off season. You've got so many back this year. I wonder what difference do you feel in that regard, and how much does it help, that familiarity with each other and with what's expected with the program? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually you don't have this many older guys and guys that have been through it for 2 or 3 years around still. So especially on the pitching side, when you have guys that just come in and they know the culture already, and you have a majority of guys knowing the culture, the freshmen just feed off that, and they feed off guys, liking each other and putting in the work every day. So culture-wise, it's been instilled the past, since I've been here. That's what the freshmen come in and they get to see firsthand how we do things around here, and we're trying to win each and every day.
All right, that'll wrap us up. Thanks, Casey.
Thank y'all.